So let me understand this. You guys get this deal with CBS Radio.
Right.
Out the gate, is it a real deal or are you working for free again?
No, well, it's a rev share deal.
It's a rev share. Gotcha.
So in a sense, it's free in the beginning. And I could tell you some of the rough patches we had if you want.
Please,
how we got paid. So we didn't get paid for 6 months doing Drink Champs because nobody anticipated that Drink Champs would pop as big as it did and as quickly as it did. Not CBS Radio, not anybody.
Okay, so before and I want to go into those challenges. How quickly did it pop?
So I did some research and I asked people what numbers do we need to make a couple thousand, a month at the least. And they were like, well, if one episode can get at least between 30 and 50,000 listens in a couple of weeks, you're looking at a podcast that could generate a few thousand a month dollars of revenue, of ad revenue. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. We'll look at that. Fat Joe episode drops first week, mind you. They said 30 to 50,000 listens in a couple of weeks. First week out the gate, 300,000 listens.
Are you serious?
Yeah, second week it's hitting 500,000. The next episode we're hitting million listens. They were like, they couldn't even, because CBS Radio is using the advertising arm of CBS at the time. They're a corporate, ad agency. And so how do they sell these hip hop guys talking crazy, getting drunk, talking all this wild stuff? They got the numbers, but it's like, how do you sell that to Charmin? How do you sell that to these brands? They just didn't know how to sell it, and they couldn't sell it. They didn't know what to do, and so for 6 months, and we started getting upset. But eventually, once the 6 months passed, and they finally found some kind of a groove, and they got some initial advertising. The advertising money was pretty good. And another quick note too that I haven't really talked about is that the first meeting when we signed with CBS, I told them, so you guys are CBS. This is a television show. I know we're doing an audio deal, but you guys should consider upstreaming us already and trying to shop us to your TV side. We're a television show. And
what made you say that, E?
I don't know. I just knew it. Like, I just felt like this was a television, like this was a visual show too.
Because at the time, you only have 2 episodes in the can. You got Kenny Anderson, you got Fat Joe.
Right.
Are you feeling like the synergy was there and the chemistry between you and the guests and what you guys were doing, drinking, having fun, very, very open and candid conversations? This can be bigger than audio form?
Absolutely. I mean, my thing with podcasting is that anything that you do visually can be an audio podcast on its own and create its own revenue. It doesn't mean that one negates the other. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, we got this business. Let's create this other business together, guys. You're CBS. You got it. Let's do it. I don't think, not that they didn't see it, but I'm talking to the podcast department. They really didn't have any pull on the TV side of things. And so that just didn't come into fruition. But I thought it was ill that I already saw it. Like, I actually think back on it, I'm like, I saw it, and eventually it did happen, that it became a television show and a big YouTube show as well. And I was trying to do it from early on. And we were filming from day one also. I had cameras in there from day one.
That's dope.
And that's the other thing too, talking about being prepared. So when N.O.R.E was ready, I made sure that it was turnkey operation. I already had engineer ready. I had mics there. It was originally done in another office I had in downtown at the time. I had everything set up. I had a step and repeat ready, everything, turnkey N.O.R.E. You just got to show up and be N.O.R.E. and let's do this. And then, and like I said, the rest is history.
Wow. I want to go backwards. First, I want to shout out Fat Joe because behind so many success stories, the name Fat Joe always is in the mix somewhere. That guy has been so giving of himself, his celebrity, his time for so many people. It doesn't surprise me. At first I was like, well, maybe it's the Latin connection between you all that he would be, your second guest. But as I was thinking more, I'm like, you know, everybody I know, some way their story leads back to Fat Joe long before they ever blew. So shout out to Fat Joe on that behalf. What's up, guys? Thanks for sticking with me to the end of the video. Truly appreciate you. If you like anything you heard here today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you know anybody that can benefit from this message, feel free to share. Peace and love.